Hi Laura.
Hello.
We are in a very glamorous location this evening, guys. It's like the best you would ever see. Good job we're not on YouTube. We're actually in my car, so I don't know what the sound's going to be like on this. So it won't be echoey, I don't think. It'll be fine. So Laura is here with us today from
Wellbeing and Wonder Tutoring.
Yeah, I didn't want to get that bit wrong. And we have known each other. How long have we known each other?
I think 3 or 4 years.
Is it that long now?
Yeah.
Because our girls play netball together. So we just got talking, and then obviously at the time you were working. What school were you?
I was in Highworth at 2 different schools then.
Yeah. And then I was talking a little bit about, because I would have just started drawing and talking, I think, around that time.
I think we just found out we had that common interest. I was mental health and wellbeing lead at the time, and you were doing your drawing and talking.
Yeah, so we just started talking a little bit about that, and you were asking me about setting up a business and things like that, weren't you? So we just kind of stayed connected that way. So I brought Laura on today just to talk about what she's doing now and how she came to launch her business, and about her training as well, because there's a lot of things that you've done, isn't there? Recently you've done PDA training. So there's loads to talk about today, so we're going to cover as much as we can in the time that we've got while our daughters are playing netball. So wherever you want to start.
Thanks, Fran. I was just thinking then, when you said that, it's probably thanks to you that I do work for myself now and self-employed, because it was making that big leap to be self-employed, and you were just like, just go for it, if you don't try you're never going to know. So I was a primary school teacher for about 15 years, working in a few different primary schools in the Swindon and Highworth area, and then the last 4 years at school I was out of class as a mental health and wellbeing lead, which I absolutely love. That was when my passion for nurture and well-being came from. So I was really lucky. I had 2 days a week, one day at an infant school, one day at a junior school, overseeing mental health and well-being. So I had like a team of ELSAs, and did one-to-one interventions, group work, did the well-being for the staff as well, and that was when I really got into mental health and well-being, and that was my love for it started, and my passion grew and grew. So I did lots of training in all different areas, and did my senior mental health lead training and mental health first aid while I was in school, and then unfortunately 2 years ago the budgets do in school were made smaller, and my role wasn't there anymore, unfortunately. Rather than going back into school and into classroom, I thought that was a great time to make the leap and do what I believed in, and just being able to give every child the support they need, meet them where they are, most importantly, not where the curriculum is saying they should be, and like not being 1 of 30, that they can be that important individual. So I left school and started Wellbeing and Wonder Tutoring by myself first of all, and now I've got Suze and Ellen that both work alongside me in different areas as well, so it's really good.
And how did you meet both of them?
So first of all I met Suze. She's a friend, we run together, and she had been doing tutoring a lot longer, and said, there's work out there, when you're really unsure, first of all, if you're going to get the work, there's lots of work tutoring. But for me, I didn't want to just come out and be doing academic tutoring. I wanted the whole important part of our tutoring to be that well-being focus, so getting that part right, because obviously nobody can learn unless you've got that part right, the well-being, that child having that connection, feeling safe and having trust with you. So that was where Wellbeing and Wonder came from, that basing it all on that well-being first before anything else. So Suze and I were friends, we ran together, talked a lot, and then she is a secondary teacher, an English secondary teacher, so naturally she was really good with the secondary children as well as primary now as well. So she kind of went in that direction with the secondary children, and then we've come together to do some groups. And then Ellen, I only met probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and just really clicked with Ellen straight away. She's got twin boys who are autistic, and a daughter who's similar age to my son, and she's been through a lot with the EHCP process and appeals, so she can sort support family with that process as well. She's done a lot behind SEN law and unfortunately had to go through it all herself, so now she can use that to advise other parents going through it as well.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so then Ellen came out of her school setting and naturally joined us, which is really nice. So now we've got like a huge offering. So there is the one-to-one academic tutoring, but with the Wellbeing First for maths, English and languages up to A-level. We have one-to-one with children who are on EOTAS packages.
Yeah.
So they're not in a school setting, so they've got a personalised package for them. We work with children who are home educated. We work with children in mainstream state schools and also in private schools. And I might go in just to do like confidence boosting, on anxiety, bereavement support, emotional regulation, all different things.
Brilliant.
And that's mostly arranged by the parents because unfortunately they just haven't got the adult in the school that the child goes to, or maybe the relationship for them wasn't right with the adult that could provide it in school. That's been good. Then we do after school groups, which have been really good. So on a Monday we have an after school club where I used to work at the barn.
Yeah, at Cricklade.
The Wellbeing barn. So
that's nice space in there for that, isn't it?
Yeah, we were looking for a setting that would be calm, a really nice calm setting, nice environment for children to come to after school.
Yeah.
And then we went up to the barn and absolutely loved it. So as you know, it's basically where we are, a yoga studio. So it's a nice blank canvas.
Yeah.
Really calm and relaxing.
I loved it up there.
Yeah, we have our after school group there on a Monday, 4 till 5. It's a small group and Susan and I both run it together. So there's more adult to child ratio. We work on social skills, general like well-being. We might do emotional regulation one week, and then a couple of children might come up with things, for example, that they're having trouble sleeping or getting to sleep. So then the next week we might do something to do with sleep. So it's led by the child's needs.
That's really good because then you're picking up things that are coming up at the time, and then you'll target that, like the week or two after. So that's really good because they're helping you grow that then, aren't they?
Yeah,
themselves?
Definitely. It's tailored to them. It's a small group. It's low demand. So if the children are sat quietly doing some Lego and Susan and I say, suggest we're going to get together, and this week we did the Coke bottle analogy, so we're filling up the bottle, giving it a shake, passing that round. But if they don't want to join in, they can sit and quietly carry on with their Lego, but they're still listening to it and part of that, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
So that's worked really well. And some of the parents, the response and like feedback we've had has been amazing, because some of those children don't leave their parents to go to any other clubs, but because it's a small number of children, because of that low demand, they're able to access it. So that's been amazing.
That's so good.
Yeah. A link to that, we've been doing, we started last Christmas, we do some holiday sessions as well, and they're really similar. So it'll be just a group of they're a little bit bigger, but up to 15, and there's 2 adults. And it might be like arts and craft, board games, Lego, the parachute, things like that. So the children can socialise with others, but again in a really low demand environment, quiet, small group, and just in a really relaxed way. And a couple of parents again there have said it's absolutely amazing because it's something their children want to go to.
Yeah.
And one mum said to me last week, Monday club is like the highlight of their week. There's not anything else that they ask to go to or they look forward to going to.
Yeah.
So things like that just, they make your job dreamy,
oh,
don't
amazing.
they?
Yeah, but it does,
means
because
so much.
A lot of parents will think, well, that's it, then I don't know what to do for my child, but then you've done this, and it's like, then they can slowly make some friendships, boost their confidence, and then they might have that real attachment at home, but actually you've really helped with that. So it does so many things, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they know that they're safe, it's a trusted environment. They've built up that relationship with us. And I think really at the beginning the idea was we'd do a termly block. They might just do one term, but some of them have been coming since June last year.
Yeah.
And they're still coming weekly, and I can't see them giving up their slot anytime soon.
No.
So we're hoping to extend that offering to maybe 2 after school sessions a week, because we've got a waiting list of children that would like to come.
Yeah.
Rather than say there's a certain duration that children can come for. It's nice that it's ongoing whilst they need to come and they'd like to come in.
Yeah. Because more often than not, sometimes children will participate in something and it might be 6 weeks or 12 weeks. And then this is what I'm finding with drawing and talking, is that it comes to the end of the 12 weeks and then parents go, what next?
Yeah.
Which is why I'm doing the podcast, because I can go, well, actually, I know about this and I know about that. So it's like, then we can lead them on to other things.
Yeah.
So for you to then put something in place and it's not that rigid and you kind of go with what is needed, I think that's absolutely brilliant.
And I think that's the same with the tutoring. Often it might start off with like a confidence boost or like real low self-esteem.
Yeah.
But then when you've got past that, actually the maths and the English that the parents were wondering about actually is okay. It's just that self-doubt of the child, and giving them some tools to see, different ways to approach things. And actually, you are amazing, you can do this. Just because it's different for you than other children in your class, it doesn't mean you can't do it. And we work with a lot of children that SEND children, so children of ADHD, autism, PDA profile of autism. Ellen supports a few children who are dyslexic and often helping with their homework and confidence. So many different things. So it's really lovely that it can be tailored to the child, and it's varied. Every day is so different. Then in, I think it was November last year, we started a free group for parents called Tea and Talk, which runs once a month at the Wild Fig Cafe in Cricklade, just because we're all based in Cricklade and we could see there was a need. Well, there's a need everywhere, but that was where we started.
Yeah.
Helen, that runs and owns the Wild Fig, kindly offered us a space there because she could see how beneficial it could be to parents. So the idea of Tea and Talk is it's just a monthly session from 11 o'clock. It doesn't have a finishing time. We just see how long we're chatting for.
Oh, that's nice.
For parents to get together, share ideas and resources, and not feel alone. They can vent. Like, we have parents that come in there and cry, and they haven't been able to cry in front of people, but they understand each other and what they're going through.
Yeah.
And it's open to anyone, but it's just naturally has become a lot of parents that come who are going through the SEND system, fighting appeals, trying to get EHCPs, or parents who have children who are seen as fine in school, but then they're having the eruptions and seeing the actual emotions at home.
Yeah.
And a lot of children who are masking in school. And the parents often feel really alone and not heard. And it's not to any school's fault. It's just what the parents see at home is really different to what the schools see in school.
And they're trying to hold it together for their child so it doesn't frighten their child. So they need that outlet, don't they?
Yeah, and so it's really nice to be able to give something back. Like the community around us and all the families we work with have been so supportive. We just, all three of us, Suze, Ellen and I, were just happy to give something back. One, a couple of hours a month, that's free, and anyone can come to, just so, like if it's just a listening ear.
Yeah.
We don't have to signpost, don't have to give resources.
No.
It might just be someone to have a cup of tea with.
It's just building a little community, and that's really important, and then people find strength from that.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely brilliant that you're doing that.
Yeah, so it feels like when you write everything down we're doing, it's so varied. Children all through primary and secondary age. And we do things that's a mixture of ages together, because we found in the school holiday clubs we didn't really want to limit the age, when sometimes we had older children with really low self-esteem came along and showed some of the younger children how to play games and played games together.
Yeah.
And actually they really got a lot from that. So we kept it at primary age rather than Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, because there were real benefits to having those mixed age groups, and older ones teaching the younger ones different crafts to do, the younger ones showing the older ones games, and they've got that confidence to socialise with younger children that they might not with their peer age group. So that's been really, really lovely to do. Just love our jobs, really. It's nice, like you can see so many benefits, to having that trusted adult, being that person that the child feels safe with, and giving that time and making them feel important. I think we've talked about that before. Like, those children need to feel like the most important person in the world. Obviously, to their parents they are, so you want to be there for that support as well, and not feel like, oh, you're just one of 30 in a class, you know, like you are the most important. You are special and unique, and you're all fantastic. So it's nice that we can have that time to spend with the
reinforce
children.
that. You are growing something really special there, and I love this.
Thank you. So we, over the last couple of years, I've done all different training. So like trauma training, like trauma-led approach, anxiety, bereavement support, which I did through Wiltshire Treehouse, which is a charity I think are amazing. And their training, I did like the general bereavement support, and then supporting children who've gone through a bereavement, but like from traumatic, so it might be from suicide, traumatic situations. So their bereavement support's really good, and I always find the Wiltshire Treehouse so helpful. Like anytime I contact them and say, you know, supporting this child, is this okay? Like they offer so much good support and so many good books and resources.
That's good.
So that's been really good. I've done like training on masking, autistic burnout, mostly Jodie Clark's training, which I think is amazing. Like I learned so much from her, and everything that Jodie Clark shares on her Instagram and Facebook. I'm forever looking up things to do with masking, and Jodie's got the answers on her page, because I think that's such a tricky area. Yeah,
definitely.
And then I've just finished a level 3 PDA course, so pathological demand avoidance, which I got loads from that. So it was a lady called Laura Kirby. I've also got a book, The Parents and Professionals Simple Guide to PDA, which is amazing. And simple guide, simple to read, simple to follow, useful for any parents and professionals. And I'm still learning so much about PDA. So PDA is a profile of autism, but because the things you see are so different to a lot of like typical autistic traits, it's sometimes missed easily, especially in schools, because children with PDA come across sociable, but it's like surface social skills. They just, so it's very different. So things like routine and rewards that would often work with autistic children is the complete opposite of PDA children. So they'll start to see routine and rewards as a demand. It's something else that's expected. So it's just working in a really different way. And the most important thing, again, is building that trust, connection and safety. So I work with a girl who's absolutely amazing, who has PDA profile of autism. So I'm learning things from her every week, more and more every week, and she really keeps me on my toes. But she's absolutely amazing.
And I know her too.
Yeah, Fran knows
she's
her.
Amazing. She is amazing.
Yeah. So it's learning as you go, a lot of it, because it's a whirlwind. And I often say to her mum, "Crikey, I didn't expect that," or "Did I do that right?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're all learning together. You know, like we all learn new things all the time, because it's just such an unknown. Like the demands, not just direct demands, but also inferred demands. So demands we don't even, you know, we can't see or feel, but she might be putting those demands on herself. So yeah, it's really, really interesting and really tricky, but actually incredible. Like,
and they won't diagnose it as a singular thing. It comes underneath the umbrella of autism, doesn't it?
So it's a profile of autism.
Yeah, because am I right in saying that ODD, oppositional defiance disorder, is not, it's now PDA, or is that separate?
Different. Yeah,
because I this is where the lines are blurred, because I think maybe when I started in schools, ODD was more of a prevalent thing, and I feel like that's not talked about so much. It almost like it's taken a back seat, and I wondered if it replaced or...
No, so like we did a comparison in part of the coursework.
Right.
And I'm still learning, so some of it is like, you know, you need to keep reading to refresh. But with PDA, it's more the can't, not won't. So even if it's something that, say for a child absolutely loves going to the park, and they said, I'd love to go to the park, but sometimes something will just stop them. So a demand of something even that you love, sometimes you just can't do it. So it's not like you're choosing not to do. No. You just can't do it. And I think that's the difference with ODD. It's more defiance. Yeah. Whereas PDA is all about anxiety.
And it might stop you, like something emotionally might stop you.
Yeah.
And then you physically can't move into
Yeah.
that position.
And there's loads of good
transition.
examples in this book.
I'd like to look at that, actually.
You can borrow it. A guy who loves nothing more than playing a guitar, but he just said some days he just can't. His anxiety, his PDA just stopped him being able to do that, even though it's something he loves and he's desperate to do.
Yeah.
So learn it all the time. And I'm always happy with people that share really good resources and things to read, podcasts to listen to, courses to go on. I'm forever saving courses, thinking, I must listen to that, I must do that, and it's just remembering.
And do you have you self-funded quite the ones that you've listed there? Are some of them when you were in schools and they paid, or did you self-fund?
Yes, so a bit of a mixture. So some were through schools, some myself, and then some through children I'm working with. It might be part of their package to make sure the adults are correctly trained that work with them. So a real mixture. Yeah,
and I don't know about you, but some of the courses actually are quite reasonably priced. I find to upskill, and it doesn't take long. And sometimes it's just working your way through modules and answering questions at the end. But it's just about having that knowledge and upskilling yourself, and it's important, isn't it?
And I don't want to be I don't want to be scrolling on my phone all the time. But I learn so much from social media, Instagram pages, and someone shares something else, or Facebook, and you think, oh wow, so then you look at that post and you follow them. It's just getting different opinions and viewpoints as well, isn't it? Like some of it is the science behind it, but some of it is also lived experience and things that do work and giving it a try. So I think it's just being open, learning all the time. Like I feel like I learn day in, day out at the moment, keeping on your toes and learning
and just
new
keeping
things.
an open mind, isn't it? Like, and listening to an opinion and not being closed off and going, no, it's not like that. Oh, what do you mean by that? And questioning it and being curious. So
and I absolutely loved working in school, and I love schools. My children both go to schools that they absolutely love. But I just feel now I'm out of school, I can give every individual child the time they need, and I can do what they need rather than what the school, the curriculum, the government are saying they should be doing. So that's, I think, the difference with tutoring, with this wellbeing focus rather than being in school.
And it's quite varied what you're doing. You're doing a little bit of different.
And you have that time, and if on a day you're with a child and you've planned something, but today that's not going to work, you play games. We're building that connection and trust. We don't have to do it that day, because it's not going to work. Nobody can learn if you're dysregulated, if you're hungry, if you're, something's happened that morning. There's no point trying to push any type of learning if the child isn't in the right place to be able to do that, and you haven't got that connection and trust yet with that child. So that's the number one, isn't it?
I think bending and flexing, and I don't know about you, but I feel like it's made me a better parent, because I just sometimes stop for a minute. Like I know, like if one of my children can get very overwhelmed, I know now to take a step back and think about what we can do differently, because I'm like, well, I would do that in my job, so why would I not do that with my children?
Definitely.
And that works really well with my youngest, with like we do a lot of I always forget the name of it. It's like shadowing, mirroring, and I work alongside her to get things done.
Because you're modelling it.
So we do that, and it's not because she's ADHD that I'm aware of, but I use a lot of techniques and things that I would use with the other children, and they work really well, and it makes me less stressed and her less stressed. So,
but I do think like we can all relate to parents, because it's so much harder with your own than other people's children. So even though you're advising, saying you should do this would be great, this thing, sometimes with your own, it's so hard, because you're there when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you're dysregulated. And remembering, all the things that we know and we've learned, remembering when you're at home as well, isn't it? Because it's really different. Well, I think that's a nice thing that you can pass it on. But sometimes my daughter will be like, oh, Mum, you're not at work now. Don't say that. But I do think she takes it in. And then like later on, she'll reflect and use it. But sometimes she's a bit like, oh, Mum, you're not at work.
I know. I don't know if you saw the thing I put on the other day about when a child came up to my car and said, "Oh, you're Els, Mum, and you're
she's been really kind.
And then she was like, "Well, Mum, I did this, and this," and it's like, because I'm listening to what you're saying, and I know what we've talked, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this
that's
is the
amazing.
biggest compliment.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, I had a bad day, and I was like, you just said this one sentence to me, and it just changed my whole day. Like, it's just, yeah, like you say, like sometimes you think they're getting annoyed with you, but they are processing. Like you said about a child that maybe doesn't want to join in with your group, but it's doing Lego, but they are listening and they're taking in, they're processing, and it's like if you fall asleep listening to a podcast, you're still taking stuff in.
Yeah, and those ones that have taken a back seat and sat back and listening, then they'll be the one that be like, oh yeah, I've got something to say, can I come and do that now? And so then you're like, yeah, come on, come and join in. And it's so lovely that we've got a couple of children in the group. Well, there's loads of them I can think of great examples of, but there's one girl who I see her in the morning sometimes going to school, and she sometimes struggles to say hello to me going to school. She's really dysregulated and really, you know, not herself going into school and really worried about going into school. But now, like a few weeks on from coming to our class and building up that safety, last week she's like, I've got a game to show everyone. Can I show everyone? Stood in front of everyone.
Oh my God.
And described this game. And I said to her mum, like, she's so incredible. She's so artistic. She's so talented. But it's so sad that they don't get to see that at school because she's very, very different in school.
Yeah.
You know, she's really closed in school. She's trying to get through the day, doing what she feels she should do, and, you know, masking, you know, doing what she thinks she should do, acting how she thinks she should act, and then having huge explosions at home. But she's in that environment of 10 children and 2 adults and feels safe and is being herself, which is so lovely to see.
Yeah.
And she might have masked first of all coming in, and she might be masking at times, doing what she feels she should be doing or what others are doing, but she's been confident to bring things in, show us, and then
She
show
keeps
the
coming
group.
back.
Yeah. And then really lovely things, like some of them go to the same school but very different children. They wouldn't play together at school, but they've started to bring each other in pictures and things. And one of the mums said it's really amazing because they would never play together at school. It's 2 boys, they're really different boys. Like one would be playing football at lunchtime, one would be playing make-believe games, and, you know, loves what's it called, like animated films and theatre and things. But in the group they work together building Lego or doing some drawing or playing a game. And then the other week one of them brought a canvas in for the other one that they'd made.
Oh my God, I would have cried.
It's so sweet.
That's
like,
lovely.
It's absolutely so lovely. They bring us like bracelets in they've made, or they'll say, can I bring in a game to share? We're like, yeah, of course, bring it in. They come in their pyjamas, hoodies.
I love
they
that.
They bring blankets.
Yeah, do you let them take the shoes off? I let them take the shoes off.
Because,
do whatever you want to do in my
it's
room.
in the yoga studio. That's how it started. We're like, bring slippers or socks, because we know a lot of children don't want to have bare feet. But just wear whatever you're comfortable in. But now it's just become this thing, like, we're like, oh, pyjamas, hoodies, onesies.
Sleepover.
Yeah, and a boy came last week, was his second week. Week before he came in, like, maybe his school uniform or trousers and a top. And then the second week, he's in his onesie.
He's like, this is what we do here.
You've seen what they wear.
Yeah, this is what
Anything
happens.
goes.
Yeah.
So they'll come in a dressing up dress. They'll come in pyjamas, hoodies, you know. But it's just that lovely. We can allow that because it doesn't matter to us, you know. And
then when you say about having different personalities, like, but then they come together and it's like, well, but we do this here. This is what we do together. This is our time. And they're obviously valuing that, and it's meaning a lot. So
and one of them said to her mum, she's 8, and she's like, are you going to go to Wellbeing Club next week? She's like, next term. She's like, yeah, I want to go till I'm 9, or can I go till I'm 10 or 11? And she's like, you can go as long as you feel like you need to, or want to.
Until you're 20.
Yeah, just keep coming. And Susan and I both said it's like one of the highlights of our week, because there's such a lovely group of children, and we might have a core, probably 6 or 7 that have stayed, and then 2 or 3 extra, and then we have new ones, but they're always really welcoming to the new children, which is amazing. And then that's good. Some of those children didn't have very much confidence at all at the beginning, and then they'll welcome in the new one and like help them settle in. So that's been really nice. They just make you feel happy, you know, like you think, oh, we had a lovely hour. It doesn't feel like it's work.
Just golden. Just amazing.
So loads of lovely things. And this is into our 2nd year, so the end of this year will be 2 academic years. So we've done a lot.
There's a lot of growth there. I can see that.
Moving forward, we'd just like to do probably another day of after school clubs, because we have children come in, parents inquiring that just can't do the Monday, so it'd be nice that we can offer a different day that's not a beavers or cubs or whatever else is going on to the ones that do other things. And then we really like to replicate, I think we're going to try from June onwards, hiring a space to do a similar club, like Wellbeing Club, but during the day, so for children that are out of school. So it could be for children to come for a social opportunity. It could be for confidence, because they're normally always with an adult if they're home educated, and or for some independence, so we can work on skills, like life skills, independence, social skills.
I can think of for this, and their parent listens to this, so this will be...
this would be aimed at primary and secondary age, because Suze, Ellen and I are going to do it together. So the idea was we're hopefully going to hire the town hall annex in Cricklade, so it's a blank space, and then we can split into 3 if we need to, 2 if we need to, or 1 together, depending on what we're doing. And it might be like board games and Lego and arts and craft to start with, and then seeing what the children want to do. So again, led by the child. And if they're a bit older, it might be, some baking or some life skills, like make us spaghetti bolognese or something. We can do whatever we want, really. So it would be nice just to see what's needed, what's out there. And we just thought there's some children who aren't able to leave their parents, a mum or dad, whoever it is they live with, because they're not going to school, or they're between schools, or whatever the reason, or they're home educated. So to give them that hour or 2 hours that they could come and build up that safety to come by themselves would be really lovely. So that's what we're going to launch from June onwards. I think we're going to do a trial for June, July, see how it goes, and then do it as a permanent from September if it goes well. Carry on with the tea and talk once a month on a Friday, lead into a social. A few of them have said, could we do like an evening get together, because excuse me, some of them don't have other people to go out with it. They feel understand what they're going through. So not just to go out and moan, go out and have a nice time together, but that everyone understands that you might be late, or you might have to get back for a certain time because your child doesn't go to bed without you being there.
But you could time that well, couldn't you? That's why, because we did breath work. I don't know if you saw that for a bit. We did that at Washbourne House, and we had the mums in just to have some relaxation and some time out. And then some of them, I don't know if I can. I said, I'll pick you up. Just taking away anything that would make it difficult. I'll come and get you in the car, take you home. Just come. And that didn't carry on, just purely just time. But it was good. And like you say, so that would be a really lovely thing, wouldn't it? Definitely.
And then we thought that might lead to, in the summer, doing like a big park play. They can bring the children as well. And they know that the children all they know that other parents are going to understand that their children might not, do the same things as other children on play dates might not do, or might not cope with things. There's no expectation. Everyone can come, everyone can leave when they want to leave, but they might give their child a different social opportunity with other children that might have different SEND needs or anxiety to socialise. So just opening up things really, and just trying to provide things that you think is missing in the community, that we can do.
And it's just expanding and evolving. And I think, sometimes when you set up a business, you kind of have one thing in your head, and then it evolves into something else because of what you're noticing and what you're seeing and you're reacting to. And that's nice as well, because sometimes when I started up, I was like, well, I'm going to contact schools and I'm going to work in schools. But actually, predominantly, my work comes, it's probably about half and half now, but at the time, came from parents more and paying privately for me to go into schools. But so you'd have something in your head, and then it's so different, but still absolutely brilliant.
And then often you've worked with a child. I go into a private school in Cricklade, and it's been really lovely because I've worked with children, and then I've worked with a sibling of theirs, and then because their parents have said, this has worked really well, then I've worked at, they've told another parent, and I went into a school for Neurodiversity Week last year, and just chatted to parents, and it's just it's just word of mouth mostly, isn't it?
It's
because
really powerful.
And that's
more
mostly social media, Instagram and Facebook, but mostly word of mouth, and they meet you and know what you do and just think, that could work for my child, and there's no pressure. You trial it, see if it works, see if your child, most importantly, does the child think, I'd like to see them for a few weeks or carrying on next week, because that's the most important thing. If you don't have that connection, it's not going to work. So it's always nice to give the child that chance and see what they think after a few weeks trial and think, yeah, actually I could work with Laura.
Have a drink, Laura. You're doing so well. This is brilliant. This is absolutely, I love it. Absolutely brilliant.
Rambling on.
No, you're not. It's what everybody wants to hear, and everybody wants to know about what's out there. It's really, really important, because not everybody does know, and it's a minefield. I was speaking to a parent today. That's why now the more you're talking, I'm like, this would be a great fit, because they're like, well, I've looked into this, and this, and some of it's geared more towards secondary. This is a primary school child, and I was like, well, actually, I know about this, and now I know she's going to listen to this, because she is one of our top fans on this podcast. I'm up to date.
Top fan.
Up to date, and I'm like, you won't be now, because I've got another one on here. So so,
and also I think we're still such small scale that suits a lot of children. You know, like our numbers are small. We can keep everything small. We don't have huge overheads at the moment. We hire the spaces we need. Like, our ideal would be to have our own space. Like, that's our ultimate goal. Like, to have our own space where we could have like a sensory area and group rooms, one-to-one rooms, spaces you could do all of the like community things. And just be there and be available. But the overhead for that is huge. So like, we looked at a space, and you know, you're thinking like £1,000 between us for a month, per month. And we're lucky we don't have those overheads at the moment. We can hire a hall on a weekly basis and things like that. But it would just be lovely to set it up and be able to have, like, you know, soft areas and sensory swings and wobble boards.
We'll leave it all there as well. Just have it all set out, ready, what you need.
An outdoor space. Going ahead of myself now.
That's good. That's
garden,
good.
Paddock, and a horse.
Horses.
No, can't do the horse. I need someone with I've got a friend who does equine therapy. She can do the horse bit.
Yeah, I know, that looks lovely, actually.
Yeah. So no, it's been really nice. Like, I feel lucky. Really lucky that I'm doing something, but we get so much from it. It's so rewarding. That it's just a lovely thing to be doing. I love my job, love the families and children I work with, and the people I work with, the professionals I work with at the moment. So I feel like we're just lucky.
Yeah, you are.
You know, to be able to be in the position to do what we're doing. Yeah.
And you're up for an award as well.
Yeah, that was a really nice surprise. So I don't know how many weeks ago was it? About 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe about 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up on early on a morning, to put on my phone, scrolled through, and a friend had sent me a screenshot of an Instagram post saying, "Have you seen this?" And I was like, "What?" And Susan and I had like been put forward for Inspiring Women, the business exchange. It's like Swindon and Wiltshire, inspiring women that are leading change and supporting those in need. So we still don't know who nominated us, so thank you to whoever it was.
Yeah, we want to know who it is. This is a public plea. Who was it?
Yeah, it's just such a lovely surprise, because I didn't know about the awards, so then to be like put forward to it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we've been interviewed by the Business Exchange, and I think it's next week. It's Women's Week, like International Women's Week.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they're going to put some features together about the different people that are nominated and what we do and how we're supporting those in need and leading change. So yeah, it was amazing. It was so lovely to have that.
What a compliment.
And I think because we love what we do, we don't really think that much of it until, you know, like a parent says, well, our child has never been to a group or never left us before until now, or they've never been to a holiday club. We've never had that 2 hours that they're able to go to a holiday club because there's not ever been anything quite right for them. So I think to us it doesn't seem much, but then if that's you, that your child has finally found safety to go to something and enjoy it and be themselves and be confident to go, then that is an incredible thing.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you're just reactive because you're doing the job you love, but when you get that feedback, you're like, oh, that's really making an impact. That's lovely to hear that, you know, and you don't always realise.
No.
So, and it might be small to us but huge to them and their family. So
so I think it's going really well. So it's just nice, like, having you to talk to. You might meet a friend who is a teacher in a school. You have them to talk to, others that are tutors. others that do training, people that work for the borough. You know, like you just get to share so many different things you're doing.
Yeah.
Professionals locally that do really good training that you can talk to. Excuse me. It's just nice. There's like more and more people around with a shared like idea and vision.
Yeah.
That you just, you know, it's like we kind of support each other and
definitely
bounce ideas off of each other as well.
Yeah, and I think it's just only going to grow for you, and maybe grow your team as well.
Yeah,
like obviously you've got to have the right
Yeah.
people, haven't you? And you've got, like you said, you had a friend that you ran with, and then someone else you met, and you've
Yeah.
got to click, and you've got to
Yeah.
have the same vision.
Yeah,
But you will all bring in different elements to the table to create something wider.
yeah.
And I think that can only grow. So
Yeah.
well done to
Thank
you.
you. Got a sore throat now.
Yeah, all this
Too much
talking. It's better than me. I lost my voice the other week. Is there
That's
anything
all.
else that you want to mention?
No, I don't think so.
Any other resources like books or anything?
Oh no, I've got too many to think of. I said about Laura Kirby's the PDA one.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm on Vinted all the time getting
yeah.
books.
Like local people like Jodie Clark for autism support,
Yeah.
really good support with masking. I can't even think off the top of my head because I just follow so many different people and pages that I get a lot from and always resharing. So we have an Instagram and a Facebook page, Wellbeing and Wonder Tutoring. We've got a website, but it's really simple. It's just a kind of landing platform to find us. We don't update it because most people find everything on social media.
Yeah,
So have a look on our social media and we share resources, ideas, things we do. That's where we're advertised, after school clubs, holiday clubs, and put our details. But anyone can ever get in touch and just have a chat about what we do. If you think, I'm not quite clear, you know, does it cover this? Just give us a shout.
and have a
happy to have a chat.
conversation.
Yeah, sometimes I speak to parents and it might not be something that we do, but you know someone else that does something, and it's just nice to be able to share that and
Yeah.
think, oh no, maybe Fran drawing and talking would work better for that, what you're, you know, explaining for your child. So because we're always looking into things and things locally, it might just be that we've seen something that the parent hasn't seen and you can suggest it.
Yeah.
So it's just as nice doing that as us, you know, getting work. It's
Yeah.
just, as long as the child's getting what they need, that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, shall we leave it there?
Yeah, thank you, Fran.
Thank you
That's
so
my
much.
first ever podcast.
Well,
Rambling.
It weren't rambling at all. It was amazing. But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.